Hi everyone, James from Vamp Losso here. Sadly, I wanted to debut this chibi on the crossover episode with Tiffany, since we're doing an art contest with Volume 3 coming out and Olympus Creators getting its first 100 likes, because it's our sister page now. But sadly, Article 13 and 11 has passed. I've had time to think about it and try to make a calm video, because I was very angry with this actually. That they passed such a law with such a vague description on copyright claim. It is going to screw a lot of people over, even people like me with original IP. I will explain how now. So here's my first point. You know all the crossover fusion episodes I do on Twitch and the what if people are real VTLS characters? Well, you can forget that, because that would be classed as fan art, and since the system will not recognise between fair use, fan art or whatever, it's just gonna claim it like no tomorrow. So yeah, that's one issue that's gonna cause me. So that means I'm gonna have to do purely VTLS stuff like for here on out, and it means it's gonna make it harder for me to cross over with other small franchises or bands that I've been having on my Twitch channel lately, to try to promote them and their works, and on Chibi Fun Time, where I actually do a lot of jokes like outside of VTLS with characters outside of VTLS, like the Kamehameha joke that I did on season 1. That probably won't be on the internet anymore due to Article 13, because obviously that comes under fair use, because at the moment, due to, well, it's a parody and it's comedy and it's taking the P out of the Kamehameha wave technique out of Dragon Ball, but hey, that means no more of that. So let's move on to the bigger scale stuff. Now, obviously people talked about memes being banned and that, which is true. That is going to happen if Article 13 keeps going through, which hopefully miracle someone will open their eyes and say, well, we should not pass this law due to the ridiculousness of it. Also, just to sweep over Article 11 quickly, it means I can't link any of my social medias together. I can't link to my website. And just to braze over Article 11 more, it means I can't link things to my ebooks, because obviously everyone's going to expect that big old tax, link tax that they're going to implement, which is going to be an absolute pain in the ass. And because of the vagueness on that, who's going to pay for it? Me? Even though it is my property and stuff like that, all my images and that I'm linking to? Or does the social media yet again have to pay? Which leads to one bigger issue with both Article 13 and 11 altogether. Let's put it like this. If that is all the risks, and because of all the risks that they'll be taking for small timers to upload their content onto their websites, and I'm not just talking about social media, but I am talking about places like Amazon, where people create their own ebooks that are not with publishers and that, and they'll self-publish. Do you think they're going to take a chance on people like me? No, they're not. They're going to have to shut down their upload services unless you are with a big company, to everyone involved, which means that's going to screw people like me over, and also it's going to destroy my internet presence for VTLS in general. So yeah, now you see how it is going to screw over. It's not just memes or covers or fan art of that. It's going to be screwed over. It's original IP that are trying to get out there, and like I said, social medias will have to shut down its services to the rest of us unless you're with a big company or signed with a big company, whether you're in a book, band or whatever. This can destroy the freedom of speech on the internet. And what about good old journalists that are actually honest and do not have a bias and want to post their views on, well, anything you could come to think of, politics, religion or life itself, and then they use a link to show their research? Well, they can't do that now because of 1, Article 11, and 2, if it meets copyright infringement in any kind from that journalist using their link without permission, even though it's free information, well, the social media companies will have to pay up, won't they? So yeah, you can see a whole big issue with Article 13. It won't just affect social media, but everything outside of social media. People who are running small-time businesses will get screwed over, and you would bet your money that the big companies would take full advantage of this and make people desperate enough who want to get their works out there, or if any kind of create social media, or creative media in general, which I'm talking about like films, I'm talking about music, art, whatever, journalism even, you would have to sign up with a big company to make sure your work gets protected and have enough money to do all the link taxes for your research and stuff like that, which means they get to dictate what you publish, which means they have bigger overall control of what you say and don't do, and that could give a lot of power to the powerful and rich as well as the big companies. This might sound like some big conspiracy video theory and an over-exaggeration to go with it, but sadly this is not an exaggeration. This is what potentially can happen, and it will destroy freedom of speech. So I'm not sure if there's a vote on this in public about this Article 13 and 11, but please vote no, people, and educate yourself how much effect this will do. And with that, it means it destroys freedom of speech as you know it. And I mean, if people don't think just social media, but wider reaching consequences with online businesses and ebooks and stuff like that, you can see why I am afraid of Article 13 and 11. Because I have worked so hard to get Vamp the Lost Soul out there. And I feel like just as I'm getting somewhere, just as I'm getting fans, just as I'm getting people who message me and compliment my work, it could potentially all come crashing down and I just won't have an internet presence anymore. And it hurts, to be honest, to see something like this and knowing full well this could be either the last time I could be uploading a video. I know they said within 2 years, but we don't know what's going to happen from now till 2 years. It's a frightening prospect, people. Especially with all of us who have creative livelihoods on the line that do earn money from this, or people who are just about getting out there and trying to get their work noticed. It's a frightening aspect, to be honest. I am annoyed, I am angry, I'm frightened for my franchise, and I know there's nothing much I can do about it. And that's what the frustrating thing is. People have talked to local MVPs. There was 5 million signatures from all over the world to try and stop Article 13, or try to change it to at least make it fair on the small timers like us as well. But alas, they ignored every heed of warning that we all tried to tell them. Even the social medias went in there. And a lot of people have turned around recently to me and moaned about, well, that's another subject that's not for this channel. If you're wondering what I'm on about, I'm talking about Brexit. But hey ho, you know, I guess people just don't understand that freedom of speech is a lot more important, because without freedom of speech, we would not point out that the terrible things that have been going on this world. Without this freedom of speech, we won't be able to post links about really great stuff that people do, or terrible things that must be pointed out that these people do and bring to justice. So you can see now how much effect this could have on everyone in general. It's not just the memes, it's not just creative industry, it's everything in general. And do you really want EU to be the thing that represents anti-freedom speech, or do you want to wake up the EU's eyes and see for what it really is? That law is one big excuse to silence us. Anyways, I'm sorry to do a video on this. I try to stay away from politics with the VTLS channel as much as I can, but I felt this video needed to be done and needed things to be said. This is James with Vamp the Lost Soul, the True Spawn Seems, and I hope you all have a wonderful day despite Article 13 and 11. See you guys later. Bye.